Hello everybody, welcome back to this chair recap. I know it's been a little late, but again, a lot of stuff to do besides trading. This week was packed, but yeah, let's just go. Now it's Sunday, but let's talk about Thursday and how was the trading day. It was very nice. I shared everything on the Discord. If you can see here, that's Trade of 8. Okay, so you can see here when I share like the ideas and everything. And so I'm gonna go through it today. So basically, we had during Asia and London, we kind of had both a bit of expansion during Asia and then a contraction during London. And London took Asia but left these equal lows. Okay, so I was like, okay, let's see what we're gonna do. But we had this hourly gap that was kind of being respected on the hourly, so I was like, okay, if we're respecting this hourly, then we can go here maybe till the first presented to this high here. So kind of this was my target for the day. Okay, so this high here, I think it was a 4-hour high. Then after we displaced, New York started like just going up, okay, straight up without any kind of retracement. This was kind of seen as a retracement, but I wanted to have like a deeper retracement here, and maybe take off after a 5-minute gap, or maybe take off after the first presented. Okay, so the first presented first gap after 9:30, but then we just continue to go up and up and up and up. And after taking London highs, I was like, okay, or we go and hit the target here, or we just maybe have a retracement and then we go up again. So that was my view. But sometimes you can take trades to like rebalances or to your draw. In this case, if we engineered equal highs, so we didn't take the high, we just created here, and then to rebalance and then go up, you can take maybe a trade to the 0.5 or to unfill the gap. In this case, for me, I took a short. The original TP was 0.5, which was actually perfect. But if I had to be like conservative, 34 points was still enough. I didn't want to be like greedy or whatever. So basically, I took this inverse here. I don't think on the 1 minute, I think it was like the tiniest inversion, like even half a tick, okay, of a gap. There was this gap here that was half a tick. For sure, there was a 30-second. I know that I don't use the 30-second chart, but for sure was it. And after we had this big rejection, I was like, okay. And then we were going back to this gap. I was like, okay, this could work out. Especially after we closed this, I was confident that we would rip down. Then I entered, I think, it was like kind of here. It was kind of a bad feel because I entered after this candle. So it was more like here. And yeah, I got filled lower here. I put my stop above the high. You can see, for example, like PB took the same trade, but he got stopped on this wick. That's why you put like stops in place that matter, okay? And not like here, you know. So I put it here, and then price went back to this gap. Bodies respected perfectly the gap, the fair value gap, and just filled it. Okay, the wick again, wicks to the damage, body tell the story. So the body will tell me the story. Okay, we're respecting, we want to go down. And there was this order block here, so I was like, okay, sometimes we react from the order block. You can see here that maybe this should have been the break-even point if I wanted to go all the way to 0.5, which was perfectly because the body respected 0.5 perfectly of the New York range till now, okay, of the New York range. And that was kind of a good TP, I think. Then also here there was another first presented that was the final target of the day that was hit eventually. But I think you can take in trade both here short and then here long to go up maybe to the high or to the first presented here. And yeah, that was kind of a very basic, nothing more to say, I guess, a lot of times these trades can work, but a lot of times I take my trades to the draw. So maybe I would have taken the trade here after For sure there was, I think, a 2 or 3 minute inversion, but like still, even if this was the highest inversion this year, you could have taken your trade exactly here, okay, and then would have been perfect. In this case, you always like put it a little bit below, okay, the target. So a lot of times you put exactly to the high or exactly to the low, and you're not getting filled because maybe price wants to create equal lows or equal highs. And it's always smart to put a point below. It's not going to change much for you, but trust me, when that time happened where it just doesn't take your target and completely reverse, that could be painful. So I would have put in break-even point, I think, after taking this high, so we never had it like here, and then would have worked out. So also this trade was nice. Of course I took mine for the day, but I think this was very interesting, very simple. I think, again, my problem, and maybe a problem I think a lot of people have, is a little bit hesitant. So just take them, just have your system, just set amount of balance you're going to lose, so 1% or like 0.5% of the account. So for me on a 50k is like between 300 and 350, to give me room to breathe. And so I adjust the contracts based on my stop. So I think 28 here was, if you go on MNQ, have to go all the way back. If you go back on Thursday here on MNQ, if you would have taken sell here with 5 contracts, of course it's all the way up here, Zach. So you have to kind of adjust, okay? So probably was similar, like here. So my stop loss would have been above the high. So you see like 280. So I can just go 1 contract more. So like 330 is fine to me. And TP, yes, it was about 430. And 0.5 was like about here, which was even better. But again, I don't have to be greedy. I just need to take my trades. Again, now I'll focus more on Tradify and Alpha, that they don't have a trading drawdown. So I can have I can try for these bigger wins. Not of course that huge, but if I see that it can work out, yes. Because on Apex, a lot of times you want to aim for like base hits, so like 30 points, 30 points, because if it goes up 30 points and then come back to your entry, then it's kind of like bad for you, because there is a trading drawdown. And that's why now I'm preferring to use Alpha and Tradify, which I really like. And also collaborating with Alpha, so for code MOTAX, you can use it for the best discount always. I think I'm going to start also a series. I've got a bunch of evols now, and of course the PAs, but I want to like restart and maybe do like a series from like challenge to payout. I'm not gonna like speed run through it and make it like as soon as possible, because that's maybe not reality. That's not maybe what people do, and that's what maybe people not want to see. Because if I do it in 5 days, but I risk so much, and I tried 5 times, of course, then it's not realistic. So I'm gonna try to do challenge. I already had a trade on the this is Friday. I already had a trade with the challenges of Tradify. It was this one, to the high of Friday, but I'm not gonna do a trade recap for that because it's not that interesting. So I'm like 500 in profit, and so I think I'm gonna start it from next week. Next week I'm gonna be able to trade 3 days because other 2 days I have university classes, and then I'm gonna be absent for 2 weeks, which is a long time to work again at the ATP finals. Is basically was the most important tournaments of the year, and I have the privilege and I earn to do an important role for the players and from the court. It's going to be fun, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to trade. I hope the Discord will be I really hope that they will be well and they could do well. And that's it. I always yap a lot. I'm gonna hope to finish the basic concepts, and then I'm gonna upload them during next week. I know this I said a lot of times, but this time is true. And that's it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next one. Peace.